So, Martina, audiences. There are four audiences we are going to be targeting in our Google Ads. They are here: in-market audiences, affinity audiences, custom intent audiences, and remarketing audiences. As we discussed, in-marketing audiences are people who are in the market actively looking to buy something or to opt in or register for something. They are in the market. If we're talking about cars, they are in the market to buy to buy cars. Lovely. Affinity audiences. Affinity audiences, let's keep on with the car example. Affinity audiences are people who are just interested in cars. It is a less of an intent audience. So, in market audience has a higher intent than affinity audience. Obviously, affinity audiences is broader, is a bigger audience to target than the in-market audiences because this is just based on their interest. People interested in cars versus this one, people interested in buying cars, right? Then we have the remarketing audiences, which means all the audiences or all the people or all the cookies, actually, in technical terms, that have landed on any of our pages or any of our funnels, watch 30 minutes, 30 seconds of any YouTube video, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, or we have uploaded a customer database into Google. Okay, so basically remarketing audiences or retargeting, meaning these people, they know you to a certain degree, they have interacted with your site, with any of your properties for a little while, and then they bounced off. And lastly, there is the custom intent audiences, which is like an audience you have to create based on people's search times in Google bar, in Google search bar, right? So end market and affinity audiences, they are already created by Google. Remarketing audiences, you have to create that. Custom intent audiences, you have to create that. Now let's come back for, we'll start with in-market audiences, how to set up in-market audiences and affinity audiences. So we're taking this account as an example. Hover over tools, hover over tools, click the drop down on shared library and audience manager. This is where we are. Your three main tabs over here are your data segments, audiences, and your custom segments. Your data segments are your remarketing lists, like we said, your site visitors, your YouTube viewers, all that good stuff. Your custom segments are the custom intent audiences you will have to create based on people's search terms. And there are audiences which houses everything, which is basically the basket that houses all your data segments, that your custom intent segments, your end market and affinity segments. Okay, so your data segments, you create them over here, and then you create an audience from your data segments. Your custom intent segments, the ones that you have to generate, you also create them under custom segments. Then you come back over to audiences and you create that basket of an audience over here. Your end market and affinity audiences, you create them directly in audiences over here. So let's start with end market. Click on the audiences tab, click on the plus sign. We're just taking cars as an example. End market, it's always I am and whatever it is, something else. We'll see what the audience is. Custom segments, not here. Your data, not here. End market is always under interest and detailed demographics, as is affinity. So you just come over here, for instance, car again, and you are interested in selling, your business sells sports cars, used or new, doesn't really matter for this example. You click on sports cars new, come back over here, sports cars new, right? Scroll down, and based on your interest, your demographic is going to be males 45 plus or 45 to 65 plus. Then you do this, M for males 45 plus, basically is all you need. So now you understand this is your audience in market, people who are in the market for sports cars, and this is their demographic. Sports cars, you hover over it, or hover over it over here, and you'll have the definition: people interested in purchasing or leasing new sports cars, yada yada. And this is your demographics over here, and you click on save. Let's talk affinity now. Affinity is AFF, and again we are in the cars market, so scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. This is affinity other, which is based on search terms, for instance, vehicle specs, car specifications, whatever. If you find something very relevant to you in affinity other, you just type affinity other, other, and then you type the name. If it's an affinity other, where is it? If it's an affinity other. Otherwise, if it's just an affinity, you just type AFF, and let's find an affinity that is relevant to your sports cars. This is affinity audiences, motorsports enthusiasts. This is the closest one to sports cars. You just click on it, type here motorsports enthusiasts, and then type in M45 plus, and you save it. That is your audience saved. So this takes care of end market and affinity, which is under the interests and detailed demographics, right? If you hover over it, people who follow vehicular racing such as NASCAR, Formula One, and motocross, right? It just gives you a sense of who your market is. Cool? Cancel. Yes, this guy. Let's talk about the custom intent segments, which you come over here to custom segments. You click on plus. It is always CI because custom intent. How to buy a used car. This is a very good search term for you because someone is looking how to buy a car, right? So you copy that keyword, you choose this one always, people who have searched for any of these Google terms, you paste it over here, and you just click on save. I'm not gonna save it now, but you just click on save. After you save it, this is a custom intent audience. After you save it, you come back to audiences over here, click on the plus sign, give it the same name, CI, how to buy a used car, and then it will be under custom segments. I didn't save it, so you're not gonna be able to see it, but for instance, how to start a yoga business, this is already saved in custom intent audiences or custom segments, so you just click on this one. If you have your demographics, you can use it. If there is no demographics needed, just click on save. Cool. So this is how you create a custom intent audience based on your custom segments. Cool.
Yeah.
Lastly, yes, this card. Lastly, how do you create your remarketing segments? How do you create your remarketing? To create your remarketing audience, first you have to create your remarketing segments. Cool. For your remarketing segment, it's the same as everything. You click on plus here for website visitors, people who visited our website or any client's website. You give it a name. The names usually for your remarketing list are CA, which is custom audience, an audience we have created. You visitors of your web pages and 540 days, and you just say, for instance, CI site visitors 540 days, right? And you click create segment. This is already there, so I'm not gonna do it now. Or you click on plus again, YouTube users, you have to select the channel, which is this guy, Andy, and then you can choose which action they have taken. Viewed any video, view certain videos, yada yada. Usually we go viewed any video, subscribe to channel, visit channel page, and liked any video, right? And use 540 because we want to create the biggest audience to target. And then you click on continue and save. I'm not going to save it over here. Once you create your data segments or your remarketing segments, they will populate over here, and they're still populating. Once they are here, you can immediately come over to audiences, click on plus, CA, which is custom audience, remarketing, 540 days. And this remarketing includes all types of remarketings, website visitors, YouTube viewers, the whole lot. And it's not in custom segment. This is for custom intent audience or custom segments. This is for in-market and affinity. You just come over to your data, click over here, and you will find them all over here. Otherwise, just click on website visitors. You will find them over here. Or YouTube users, you will find the YouTube stuff over here. You see 32,000 people viewed 30 seconds or more of the videos and all that stuff, right? You put the audiences, the data segments over here, then you click on save, and that is basically it, right? So basically, yes, the scan. So basically, Martina, to summarize, everything happens inside audiences, okay? Interest and detailed demographics means in-market and affinity audiences over here. Your remarketing audience or your remarketing segments or your data segments is your data over here. Site visitors, yada, yada. Your custom segments or custom intent segments based on people's search terms in Google address bar, you will find it over here. For example, how to start your yoga business, right? For in-market and affinity, you just create it directly from audiences. For your remarketing, you have to create segments and then create an audience based of that segment. For your custom intent segments, you also have to come to custom segments, create a segment over here, and then put it in the basket of audiences. Custom segments, like we said, it's always going to be people who search for any of these terms on Google. Cool? So the naming convention is going to be like this. CA, custom audience for remarketing. CA, custom audience for a buyer's list. AFF is affinity. IM is in-market. CI is custom intent. This is the one based on the custom segment. Custom segment plus, choose this. It makes it custom intent audience. Okay, CA is our data, CI is the custom segments, IM is in-market, AFF is affinity. Cool?